G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a review for the Canberra Raiders against the Cronulla Sharks. Technically, the Cronulla Sharks against the Canberra Raiders because it was a home game for the Sharks. Now, Sharks had a nice win last week against the Dragons. A lot of people saying this was a bit of a 50-50 game, and I would agree the fact that the conditions definitely suited the Cronulla Sharks going into this. I thought the Raiders, if it was a dry pitch, would have won this by a country mile. In the rain, I think I had the Raiders by around 8 points originally. I forgot to post my tip for this Instagram. As for both sides, they turned up and produced really poor football. I guess it was entertaining towards the end, and maybe some of the first few tries that were scored. There wasn't much to remember about this game. Chad Townsend's goal kicking obviously costing the Sharks this game against the Raiders. And the Sharks, their wingers didn't get much ball. Mulatalo and Katoa didn't get too much ball. Didn't mind some of the runs from Aiden Tolman. Braden Hamlin-Uele looked quite good. And I thought, besides, I think he knocked the ball on once or twice. I thought Britton Nakora had quite a solid game. Other than that, I don't know too much to say about the Sharks. I thought that they were getting downfield quite well, especially in these rainy conditions. They looked better than the Canberra side. They weren't doing much in the first half, but somehow they were still sticking in here. They're actually paying $15 to win the match, and pretty crazy that they were 12 points down. So I thought it was a bit disrespectful to them, maybe because there were no tries in the first half. As for Canberra, I thought their halves were really poor. I'm a big fan of Jack Whiten and George Williams. They're a really good combination. Even Josh Hodgson, I'm pretty sure every Canberra player on the field was making errors today. I thought Josh Papali was quite solid. I thought he had some really nice hits. One of my players that I think really stood out for me defensively, and he's been questioned for a long time about it, is Curtis Scott. I really like what I saw of Curtis Scott today. He had some nice runs, some nice flick passes that they didn't always go to plan. And as I mentioned, I think his defence was really cleaned up nicely, so well done to him. Jack Whiten almost scored twice, just dropping the ball, countless errors. Nickel Clockstad, a few errors were made, but I thought he did a really good job tonight covering the ball in those type of conditions. Obviously a few drop balls, but some really key moments where he ran the ball, got some extra meters that led to some good fieldage and repeat sets. We've seen this weekend, I didn't get to watch too much footy, but I did watch Dragons and the Cowboys and the Broncos and the Titans. And I tell you what, we're seeing a lot more of these line dropout repeat sets on fifth tackle play rather than kick up to the winger, typical decision. There's a kick put in, and we're getting a lot more line dropouts. As for the Raiders, I don't know if I can say that they deserve to win this game. I think the Sharks were probably the better team, which is really funny to say considering they were down 12-0 at halftime. I think that the fact that Canberra went from 84% completion down to 52%, I think by the end of the game, just sums it up perfectly. I mentioned Chad Townsend and the goal kicking, which was just a huge issue tonight, costing the Sharks the match. Will Kennedy at fullback looked really good. He's had some really good involvement with the ball, so looking forward to see. Blake Brayley's got a bit of speed about him. I can't wait to see more of him this season. I think he's a player with a lot of potential, so I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to see Tom Starling back into the side. Don't know what I would have, I think that one thing we've got to consider is the speed of the game is a lot quicker now, but in the rain, you can't be going too quick. We've already seen the ACL of Andrew Davey in the rain. You got to protect and be careful. So I think that's why there are a lot of times where Canberra had the ball and they weren't running too fast. They were just trying to hold on to the ball, which I think was quite important. I thought Parramatta was similar, but I thought there was a bit of speed about Parramatta in the wet the other night, which is interesting. But yeah, I didn't rate this game of football. Obviously, the last 10 minutes came down to the wire, really exciting. The Raiders snatching it 12 points to 10. But let me know what you thought of the match. Let me know who your man of the match was. I thought Ryan James, once again, looked really good for the Raiders. But for me, I honestly think Curtis Scott was probably the man of the match for mine tonight. Thought he was quite good in his defence, and it was good to see. It was good to see. This Canberra side did not look great tonight, but I think there were some standout players who are technically players who get a bit of criticism. So yeah, let me know what you thought. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys for 5 hot takes tomorrow from round 2.